Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason here at New Dimensions Crystals and Reiki at downtown Brenham, Texas. And today's report is for April the 16th through April the 22nd, 2022. Or no, 2025. Oh my God. I lost 3 years. I went back in time. This is a time travel show, in case you were wondering. And as usual, we jump right into the star report with our nearest star, the sun. The sun has been generally quiet over the last several days. There was a minor CME eruption that happened at the end of last week, which we had an impact that was yesterday. It was a minor impact, didn't really cause that much of auroral activity or even geomagnetic storms. So you probably may have missed it or didn't notice that it happened. But if you are super sensitive, when coronal mass ejections, the CMEs, actually hit the planet, they cause a little bit of triggering of sometimes anxiety. If you have any kind of heart condition, sometimes it causes some palpitations to go along with that. And if you have any kind of chronic disorders, it might cause a flare up of those things. But like I said, it was minor, so you shouldn't have felt too much. And also, the only sun weather that is incoming is there is a large coronal hole on the southern part of the disk, which is turning into be Earth facing. Probably have magnetic lock sometime later this evening or into tomorrow. And then we'll get the coronal hole stream a couple days later, and that's the dark spots on the sun. And those usually make us feel sort of compressed, right? The sort of magnetic lock sort of gives us that sense of anticipation that something's coming, and then it sort of feels like a heavier, right? A little bit of a squeeze, like a sponge. Sometimes it sort of makes you feel a little sluggish, like you're working hard and having less progress than normal. Think of walking in the mud or deep snow. Is the kind of thing that sort of happens with that. We are currently at the end of Aries in our solar zodiac sign. Of course, Aries is the crown chakra, sometimes associated with the pituitary gland, which regulates the body and or gives us access to higher knowledge outside of the body or from somewhere up there. And we are moving into Taurus, which is going to be at the base of the skull, right here at the polyvagal nerve cluster, right? So the polyvagal nerve cluster goes down either side of the spine. And that is really where we sort of regulate the energy that we get from the cosmos or beyond or the group think and sort of discern for what that means or what that's awakening in our own physical form and how we can use that cosmic energy or that group think to move more into our authenticity and create for ourselves with that. And of course, Taurus is really where we sort of take this cosmic energy. And of course, the bull, once sort of given to a direction, really is hard to sort of deter, right? So when we get into the the zodiac sign of Taurus, it's really we sort of make a decision of what we're going to do with all this transformation and this cosmic energy for the next year, and how we're going to move that into the body and regulate that and make ourselves become that higher self that we've anticipated. There are currently no retrogrades. We will be retrograde free for about 3 weeks. And of course, retrograde free is always nice. It doesn't necessarily mean that the planets aren't affecting us. It just sort of means that the increased necessity to discern what's happening on the inside sort of releases for a little while. The next retrograde will be Pluto, right? The far out planet. So spiritual powers, hidden talents, all those kinds of things are what we should anticipate to discover about ourselves during that. Moves us into today, Wednesday, the 16th of April. And today, what we're really working with is the energy of Venus having moved direct last week, combining with Mercury, which has also moved direct. And so, just sort of that post shadow of Venus direct and Mercury, you really have something welling up inside of you that you want to communicate, right? This self discovery about who you are and how you're going to live, and sort of the alignment of the planets, especially Mercury, is allowing you to sort of speak that into existence, to will that into the way it's going to happen, and sort of shift people or alert people to the new reality that we're not going to take it anymore, or whatever, right? So whatever you've been working on is really the energy of today, Wednesday the 16th. Moves us into tomorrow, April the 17th, Thursday. And really, the thing that's messing with us the most, nothing's messing with us, right? Everything's aligning for our possibilities so that we can use the energy of the cosmos, right? Increase the horsepower of our own consciousness by the existence of lovers of energy and flow that are existing in the world which we inhabit, at least in our physical form. And so that north node, the moon's north node, is going to be aligning with Uranus. And that's really going to boost your ability to sort of find the I don't want to call it motivation, but just the perseverance to continue on with your long term goals. And one of the things that might sort of highlight on Thursday is sort of your self discoveries and what you've been working on as an individual might sort of be something that's more cosmic that you might see a society or a culture moving towards or having those kinds of awakenings, right? And it may be further ahead or further behind of you, right? Like if you've already lost your shit and started to rebuild, right? You might see people in the outside world start to lose their shit, but you sort of know that it's kind of like a domino effect, right? As soon as you become what you are, then that allows everybody else to become what they are, right? And so you might see shifts that way. But also, the idea that sort of comes on Thursday is that your work on the self matters in the cosmic existence and in the cultural reality. So continue to work on yourself because it's shifting everybody else who might not know that shifting is something that they should be doing or that's even possible. They might feel stuck in their own existence. And so you're awakening your ability to speak that awakening into the external world might accidentally help some people, which leads us into Friday, the 18th of April. And what am I even saying? Oh, yeah, Mars is going to be influential, right? So sometimes that's the idea of motivation. Sometimes that's the idea of anger. Sometimes that's the idea of divine masculine. But just sort of pay attention that it might be more potent on Friday for the sheer fact that every planet that is in our solar system is having the same awakening by the solar activity, right? So just this week, studies were produced that Mars's inner core is actually waking up, right? So it's coming online. So pay attention to that. And let's see when I said blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. So I was like, what did I write? That seems sort of tiny and small, and I already said a whole bunch of things about it. So yeah, it's really just sort of giving you the motivation and the ability or the strength, right? So maybe it sort of aligns you in a position of power where you can act on all of the self discovery and new discoveries of this Venus self, right? This divine self worthy of love and affection. That you sort of have the power to act on that, right? And I don't want to say it's going to make you feel authorized per se, but it's going to make you feel justified and in the position to act, not waiting to act, not hoping to act, that kind of thing. Moves us into Saturday, the 19th of April. 2025, and Mars is going to continue to influence and power your transformation into the holiday weekend. You want to think of even if you aren't currently a Christian practitioner, that it is Holy Week. And so Good Friday, crucifixion, Saturday in the tomb, Sunday, right? So you want to think of this energy of Saturday as cosmically this almost cocoon phase. What last little bit of you has to be left off, left behind, made new to move into this new reality, right? And so that's the energy of Saturday, right? And still powered by Mars, right? You have the power to do this. There's a divine intervention which is allowing you to rebirth the self. So go ahead and use that as you will. Moves us into Sunday 420, which is Easter Sunday. So yeah, there's some aligning holidays on 420, but sort of use the idea of Easter Sunday in a calendar that's built around the Gregorian understanding of the cosmos, and sort of understand that the as a collective, the sun, so we're also the sun as in the sun, SON, and Mars underscore the power of resurrection, right? So you can be made new, you can become something entirely different. You do not have to carry the leftovers or remnants of something that is no longer needed, that is past, that is to be left behind in the grave, perhaps the Shroud of Turin, all those kinds of things. And if you're sort of really still kind of interested in what's the cosmic nature of the scriptures, right? So if you're not looking for old school Sunday school stuff or ultra rigid understandings of the scripture. There's a really cool book called Birthright, which is a uh, biblical, scientific, and socio-cultural sort of psychological understanding of the scripture, and it's called Birthright, like I said. And the author of that is Timothy Alberino, and it's a cool listen. It's a pretty understandable. It's a lot of quoting of canonical scripture, extra canonical scripture, sociology. There we go. Psychology, and it sort of just is a good chronology of sort of an evolution of Greeks, Hebrews, Egyptians, um, modern thought processes that sort of evolved out of those, and pre-scripture, uh, all the fun things. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool book. It sort of gets you into the understanding that there doesn't need to be an out if you're not a practicing Christian. There doesn't have to be an outright rejection of the chronology or the interpretation of such things. Yeah, just a cool listen. Not recommending his conclusions or anything, but it's definitely a thought-provoking, expansive understanding of the nature of ancient books and why they're still here and how they can be used. So pay attention to that if you care. And that moves us into Monday, the 21st of April, 2025. The solar energy of the global holiday will have you sort of letting go of things that a resurrected body doesn't need, right? So if you are brand new and you are the thing you say you are, do you still need the crutches that you used in the previous incarnation of the self, right? Do you still need certain habits? Do you still need certain substances, right? Funny thing that it happens the day after 420, right? Do you still need 420 to power or sustain or survive consciousness in the reality of which we currently exist? Leads us into Tuesday, 422, will be the peak of the Lyrid meteor shower, right? So Lyra, star system, star constellation. I'm pointing up there like I know which direction I'm looking at from the inside of here. But Lyrin, so if you're into aliens and stuff like that, the Lyrins, which are usually cat people, which could be sort of a Sekhmet kind of Egyptian kind of thing. But definitely that's the location of where that is. And so there'll be a peak in the meteor shower coming from that direction. And really, meteor showers is really an increase in motivation, inspiration, aha moments, right? You want to think of cosmic information lighting up into the sky, right? So you want to think of the hemispheres of the brain having all these exploding ideas. And you might even want to call it the ability to sort of ignite a higher mind, right? So that's pretty cool, happening on Tuesday, 22nd. That ends this report for the week. Next week, the 25th and 26th, the shop will be closed. So if you need to get in and get some rocks, get in before the 25th and 26th of next week. Also, that probably means that I'll be doing no appointments because the shop will be closed and I'll be out of pocket. So yeah, I think that's everything. If you need me, I'll be here at New Dimensions Crystals in downtown Brandon, Texas. Stop by the shop if you're in the area, or check us out at newdimensionscrystals.com and book yourself an appointment if you are needing assistance with your shifts. I think that's everything. I'm going to look for this little button that says stop recording. Um, the the Zoom didn't crash this time, so I'm pretty happy for that. So yeah, good week. I apparently didn't give you any secret information that they wanted to shut down my interwebs for. Until next week, everybody, many blessings.